nations have fallen. Only Kryta still stands. Our faith is strong despite the silence of the six gods. With courage, we'll make our stand in Divinity's reach.
Hello and welcome to my review of Guild Wars 2. It's more of a first impressions than a review, to be honest. Hopefully you find this interesting, and let's get down to it. The first thing you do when you play this game is you select your background. You do this by choosing what race you are, your face. You can change your face, you can change your gender, and you can change your body type. This adds a lot of customization to the game and makes it your personal experience. In addition, you can actually have different stories as your background, and this may actually affect your game story-wise. I chose my sister is killed and I'm trying to get revenge. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out in the story. Now, the story is completed through quests. The quests basically boil down to following waypoints and killing enemies. I find this quite boring, uninspired, and it lacks immersion. In between the waypoints you'll come across enemies which you have to kill, which is repetitive and usually leads to me teleporting. That's a bit of a concern in a game like this because the build is one of the draws which I found, but I found that it had some low texture quality and it lacked atmosphere. This is probably due to the NPCs having limited dialogue trees and lack of movement, and overall it felt like a shallow build without much to offer beyond the aesthetics. Although however, the landscapes are colourful and there are some impressive vistas, and I found them imaginative as well, and they offer some character. Now the story actually is implemented through voice acting, at which you'll find when you click on a character, a screen will pop up with both your characters sort of stood on either side of the screen, and they'll talk to each other. Although this is quite a nice addition for MMOs, the whole dialogue thing, I found the lack of interaction between the characters boring, actually. I got quite bored just watching them talk, especially since most of the dialogue is very cheesy and lacks any real substance, and it takes away the immersion for me. Now, we all know that Guild Wars 2 is all about the combat, and essentially you choose your role and you play it. I chose defensive, so I'm supporting other players through giving them buffs. However, when you end up playing by yourself in solo combat, I found that it became very repetitive because I just ended up button mashing to kill my enemies, and I didn't really find the need to dodge most of the time. Although the dodging mechanic is new and innovative for MMOs, it was also awkward to use because my hands are full by just moving about and controlling the camera. However, the animation for the combat is nice. They have some nice weighty effects behind them, and when there's a lot of people playing, it makes the screen look very busy and it's nice to watch. And that's where the whole Guild Wars 2 aspect really comes into its own, when playing with other people. When you're playing with other people, it feels like you're a part of something a bit bigger than you, and it's more enjoyable, just because it's funner, really, and it engages me a lot more. As well as the whole dodge mechanic, they've also added features such as the boons, which actually increase the stats of you and others around you, and this could be used for strategic purposes later on in the game. I think I've covered about everything to do with Guild Wars so far. It will be released on August the 28th, for £30. I'd recommend this game if you have people to play it with, if you've got a clan or friends who will be playing a lot with you. But if you think you'll be playing by yourself, I wouldn't buy this game at that price, because it's lacking immersion and atmosphere for solo play. So I hope you find this video useful, and I'll see you next time.